hard here. Oh, no. Hit hard, tries to throw it away, appears to be bleeding. The serious story, though, taken off a cart, a hip injury. The Athletic reporting and ESPN confirming it is a dislocated right hip. Not expected to play again this season. He was carted off, and according to Molly McGrath, he was in some serious pain inside the tunnel. Alabama would win the game 38-7. But, of course, the big storyline afterwards is the severity of the injury and maybe why he was still playing in this game. Here's Nick Saban.
I know that everybody's most interested in Tua's situation. You know, he has a hip injury. It's going to be evaluated. I don't think it's related to any other injury that he had. It's kind of a freak thing that, you know, you seldom see. We hate it that he got injured. We hate it for him. We hate it for his family. I hate it if any player on our team gets injured. So, you know, I mean, Godspeed to him and his entire family, and our thoughts and prayers are with him, and hope this is not so serious that it has any long-term effect on his, you know, future.
We continue to follow this developing story. Kevin Nagandi in the studio alongside Jonathan Velma and Mark Sanchez. Watching this game, guys, up 28 points, and there's 3 minutes to go in that first half. And we were having a discussion while watching it. Why is he still in the game? Was this the right decision?
Yeah, we all agreed that he should have been out of the game. And once I heard Nick Saban's comments, I understood why he wanted Tua to get some more reps, right? He wanted him to try the 2-minute drill. The only way to get better at it is to have the live reps. And it's unfortunate that before he can even get to the 2-minute drill, you have the injury. And, you know, I can only say so much about how much of an impact Tua has had on that offense the last 2 years, frankly, revolutionizing Alabama's offense and what we know.
He really has, and Sark has put him in great situations. I just don't know if this is going to be, if Mac Jones is going to be enough. Then what's the committee going to do? You know, there's so many follow-up questions to this. Where do they go from here?
They score 3 points in the second half with Mac Jones as the quarterback. They got Western Carolina next and then the Iron Bowl against Auburn, and that is the big question here. How does the committee now view this team? Although they have a dominating performance, but they do take an account of injuries in that eye test. Where would you put Alabama in this conversation? Is still in the top 5 in your mind?
Well, I would still put them in the top 5 so long as they execute. I think the biggest issue right now for the committee has been they have married best team with talented team.
Sure.
And the best team is not necessarily the most talented team, and vice versa. And so right now, Alabama is number 5 because they're still very talented, and they assume that that's the best team. Now with Mac Jones going to be the quarterback, you can't say that about them anymore.
You're right, and it's not just this injury. Obviously, this is probably the most catastrophic. It is. I mean, it's not even close. I shouldn't have said probably. But they've just been hit by the injury bug in general. Preseason, they lost linebackers. They lost
Raekwon Davis. He was carted off, and we're talking about a top 15 player.
So, I mean, they're dropping like flies over there. You're just like, what's going on, man? And did they just, is it bad luck, or what's the issue?
Well, Mark, take us inside. You know Steve Sarkisian. You made a reference here. He is the OC on this team. As a quarterback that played with him and underneath him, what can he do, or what must he do to get Mac Jones better or responsive to this team moving forward?
Well, one of the most important things is to not try and beat Tua, to beat Mac Jones, and that's okay to be the point guard. They have so much talent around him in these receivers with Judy, with Ruggs, with Waddle. Just get them the ball, get him easy completions early in the game, and get his confidence going. We know he's going to play well, just like he did against Arkansas, against Western Kentucky, but not to get caught up in those emotions in the Iron Bowl. You know, and I think Sark's going to do a good job of keeping him steady head and making sure he's ready to play. It's just, I don't know if they're going to be as explosive.
Well, you know, it'd be a good game plan against that Auburn defensive front as we're watching them play Georgia right now. Get
the ball out, man.
Get the ball out. And then still force the issue with the run game. Najee Harris is a very good running back. Alabama offensive line, very good offensive line, so they can push the issue just like Georgia has done right now against Auburn's defensive front. Alabama can do the same thing, and as you said, so much talent at the skill position. That's when you start to pick and choose when you want to dink and dunk.
What do you expect? Now, I've gotten an opinion from you on what you would do. What do you expect the committee to do with this team?
Man, it's tough. The committee now has to look at this team and say again, if they keep marrying talent and best team, they're going to have to drop them at some point as other teams continue to win. That's what I'm talking about. The Oregons of the world that continue to win, Utah getting up there. So when they start to play the Pac-12 championship, if it's now Oregon versus Utah, 2 one-loss teams. You're saying the winner of that has to be now better than Alabama, right? If you're just going by the way the committee has worked. Again, I thought that they put them as in the committee. They put themselves in a tough position to begin with. So now with the injury,
putting Alabama so high.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yes.
I 100% agree. But this really opens the door, like you said, for the Pac-12. And this is really their push to get involved in the playoff, you know, and who knows what's going to happen with Oklahoma. Depends on.
I was going to say, same thing with the Big 12.
Yeah, that's right. So
the one thing, though, working against Alabama moving forward is they cannot prove themselves in a championship game after losing to LSU last week. So that will always stay there and hover around this team when you look at measurements down the road.
And then the best thing now is when a lot of people do the, all right, put Alabama and so-and-so on a neutral site, who would win? Now without Tua.
Without Tua.
Exactly.
That's a real question.
That's a real question. You don't know who's going to win anymore.
I agree.
Our thoughts are with the young man, though. This is a serious injury. We'll see how this plays out. A devastating injury if you look at the next level at the NFL. Of course, that's a conversation for another day. We hope, though, he is okay moving forward. All right.